Alright, give me a second and then I'm finna get started. Alright, give me. Alright, Alright. Can everybody hear me okay? Alright, so we're just gonna get straight into it then. So what's good with y'all? You know what I'm saying? My name is Polo V, whatever you want to call it. So today we're doing my third live stream. And we're gonna leave off where we were last time. If you don't know what's been happening, watch the last two streams, skim through it, do what you gotta do to get the general idea. Or if you want to go watch big in detail, you can. Go deep in detail, you can. But for the general gist, we are making spaghetti with meatballs. So, let me just do a quick highlight. And then I'm going to do a quick render. And then I'm going to show you the render that is not showing for some reason. Oh, because I don't have it in the render. Let's try this one more again. And then I'll switch the monitor so you can see what we got going on. So I'm going to switch it to the Blender render. Alright, so I'm going to switch the screen. Where in the... Sorry. Blender render. So this is basically what we have. So where we left off is we were trying to do the spaghetti sauce for it, and we were doing the fluid simulation, but the simulation just was not simulating. But now this is a sick render though. So the spheres that are instancing on the strings are meatballs, and the strings are noodles. So that's basically what we're gonna do. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. And today we're gonna work on the sauce and how we're going to approach that. So, but before anything, I'm going to put on some non-copyright music, and I'm gonna prove it to y'all niggas, bro. Cause like for the first two live streams I did, copyright claims. YouTube is killing the nigga right now. So let me show you. I promise you, I'm not lying to you. You see this? 12 hours of copyright free, nigga, free music. Free background music for YouTube videos and content creators. So you can't copyright claim me if it's copyright free. And if I get a copyright strike, I can't tell you what to do. And it's 12 hours. I ain't gonna stream for 12 hours. So, you know, we should just be good with just this. We should be chilling. So, hold on. I'm gonna put some music on. Just let me know if you can hear it okay. If it's too loud, just let me know before I turn it down. Let me just adjust this here. What's on the cord? Shit. Hopefully this doesn't go. That should be the lowest to go, so it should be good here. Without a further ado, let's just kind of get into it. So what we're gonna do is switch the monitor. Not switch the monitor. Switch what I'm showing. All right. So we're gonna do this. So where was the domain? I had a domain because I was doing a fluid sim. That was the okay. That was the flow. The particle. Oh yeah, that was that idea. That did not work. Those were the musical notes. Cube. This was the domain I was trying to do. This is what I'm gonna do. Actually, that's the flow object. So we're gonna do the inflow. It'll use the flow. We'll do a sub-step sampling of 10. Maybe that's too high, maybe not. Oh well, we'll figure it out as we go. Mesh is planar. Surface emission. Initial velocity would probably help. Then we have the domain on fluid. I'm actually gonna try 64 and since the resolution is just to see what we get. High viscosity solver. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that right now. So I'm gonna do that, and then I had this be an effector. Use this effector. I have the sampling substeps there already, and I have it as this planner. So what we're gonna do is just kind of do a quick bait, just see. Oh wait, what the fuck it start from? Hold on. Cache. That's the particle system I forgot to get rid of. Me bad. I had this from what frame to what frame? Sorry. 150, okay. So wait, but the nigga, what is going on? Oh, that look like some demonic spaghetti. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. So this is what we're gonna do. And enable fluid guiding. That might be important later. Is planar. Is planar mesh initial velocity. I don't see the issue of why this is not. Let me try and rebake it. Maybe that'll help. Wait, did it not? That would explain a lot of things, and I probably should have saved it before the bake, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not doing that. I'm good. We can let it bake to 200, maybe 180 frames, and then we could just test it, cause yeah, just cause I said so. But hold on, give me a quick minute while that bakes. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So let's see where we're at. We're at 160 frames. So we'll just let the thing bake. And then it'll get there eventually. Where's it at? You know, I'll let it get a 180. Because I just want to see... Because I want to give the mesh time to actually go down. Or... Nah, I'll do 170. I'm just impatient for real. I ain't gonna hold you. Escape. Escape. Alright. It's not gonna... I am going to drop it to 32. And then mesh menu. I'm going to bake this. And while this bakes, I'll be right back to do something real quick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. It is... Let me look up something, because this shit is not shitting, bro. We're gonna figure this out one way or another. Cause some shit, hold on. In there. Cup. Cup. Okay, hold on. This might.
Alright guys, take a quick request.
Give me a second. I'm going to figure this out.
That's if you want, again, this will go liquid, but we want it to flow. So instead of geometry, you're going to want to choose inflow, which is basically going to make this thing flow like water. So now, if we click on bake, you're going to notice after it bakes that now it's flowing like a faucet, right? So this is fantastic. This is exactly what we want. Now we have to do two things. One, we're going to have to convert this to a mesh so we can actually, and we're also going to have to make.
Hold on. I want to try something. I need to try something. Hold on. Application audio. Okay, so I want to try something, y'all. I want to try something.
A fluid object. So
can you hear this extra?
So first of all,
do you hear this guy talking in the background?
Fluid,
yes or no? That's all I need to know.
Physics, and then click on effector, and then we're gonna keep that for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and rebake and just see what we get. Now we're gonna have to mess with the settings to get this to interact with the cup properly. So let's go ahead and see.
Do you hear a guy talking in the background? That's not me.
As you can see, it is not interacting with our cup, and I believe the reason is the actual surface thickness. So I'm going to set our surface thickness to 0.1.
That's all I need to know. While I'm waiting for that, I need to look this up just to see what I can get working in this, because the fluid simulation I'm going through is clearly not working. So I need to look up this thing.
Right now, I'm going to go ahead and just apply these modifiers so we have a nice smooth geometry here. Everything looks pretty good. We can work with that. Let's go ahead and add in a... I don't have it enabled. Go to your preferences and enable. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and just apply these modifiers so we have a nice smooth geometry here. Everything looks pretty good. We can work with that. Let's go ahead and add in a...
Alright. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I got y'all though. I got y'all niggas. I need to figure this out.
A cube, scale that up. Object, quick effects, quick liquid, and now just like that, we already have our liquid simulation, and it's looking really good. So how do we actually make this thing flow into our cup? Well, first of all, let's go back to frame 0. Let's set up our cache folder. So in our domain settings on the right-hand side here, guys, for those of you on the chat, I'm sorry I can't show both at once. You're going to want to scroll down to where it says cache, and you're going to want to select a new folder. I'm just going to go to my desktop and make a new folder and call it blah, 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 like that. Then just go into that folder. We'll do frame 0 to 100, and then we're going to click on all. instead of replay. And then we're going to go ahead and bake all. And let's go ahead and watch this bake. Now, as you guys can see, we've now pre-baked our simulation. Everything's working fine. Click on free all, which is going to free our stuff. I'm going to move it right. Cube is actually what the fluid is coming from. So, simulation up, and then move our cup down. And then this shape right here, this middle cube, is actually what the fluid is coming from. So, I'm going to scale that down so that it's smaller.
Hold on, let me try that actually.
I'm going to move it right up above the cup, and I'm going to scale down our domain. Because we do not need it to be that big. That should be perfect. You guys can scale it down even less if you want. Again, the smaller the domain, the less Blender is going to try to calculate. Go ahead and click on this object here. Now this right now is just a liquid geometry, which means it's going to fall down and it's going to just basically be like this cube of liquid. But we want it to flow. So instead of geometry, you're going to want to choose inflow, which is basically going to make this thing flow like water. So now, if we click on bake, you're going to notice after it bakes that now it's flowing like a faucet, right? So this is fantastic. This is exactly what we want. Now we have to do two things. One, we're going to have to convert this to a mesh so we can actually see what this liquid looks like. And we're also going to have to make our cup a fluid object. So,
so maybe I should have.
First of all, click on your cup, add a fluid modifier or fluid physics, and then click on effector, and then we're going to keep that for now. And then we're going to go ahead and rebake and just see what we get. Now we're going to have to mess with the settings to get this to interact with the cup properly.
Let me see if this works. It's meshed, but it's not planar. Flow, inflow. What is it? Resume. So yeah, we're just gonna have to resume that bake, y'all. Just bear with me here. But yeah, like I said, these bakes are gonna take a minute. So we're probably gonna bake to like 180 just to see what happens, or actually 170 because I want to see if it actually works well. At least that's what I'm hoping. Let me escape it. Okay, what I could do is, because this is from 150, I don't see. Hold on. Give me a second.
So let's go ahead and see what we get. As you can see, it is not interacting with our cup, and I believe the reason is the actual surface thickness. So I'm going to set up the surface thickness to 0.1, and then we're going to go, reason is, and then we're going to keep that for now, a fluid object. So, or sorry, things. One, we're going to have to convert this to a mesh so we can actually see what this liquid looks like, and we're also going to have to make our cup a fluid object. So, or sorry, a fluid effector. So first of all, click on your cup, add a fluid, now it's just not interacting. We might have to raise our resolution. Let me go ahead and do 60 for the resolution, and then I'm also going to just do 50 frames for now because it'll bake a lot quicker. As you guys can see, when you do bake, it is at the bottom, this little timeline is going to be scrubbed. Alright, there we go. So one of the issues, some of the issues you're going to on free all, and there's this little check mark that says mesh. We're going to go ahead and click on mesh, and we're going to go ahead and click on make all. Now Now, what it's going to do now is it's going to simulate the physics simulation, and then it's going to convert to mesh. So if you go to something with water, the camera down,
Hold on.
inflow, which is basically going to make this thing.
Actually, I think I know what's going on. Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. Control A. Apply all transforms. And then we are going to free and then bake it all again. Because I realized you have to apply transforms. That's probably what it is, to be honest. So yeah, that's just usually what happens when it comes to these simulation bakes. So it's just gonna take a minute. I know this sucks, but I'm gonna be real with you. Oh well, like, nigga, what else am I supposed to tell you? Like, oh well. But yeah, so we're gonna wait till 160, and then we're gonna just see what happens. Cause that should, and the fact that it's kind of baking a little slower, which is crazy, cause I only put it at 32, the resolution at 32. Probably some extra settings I need to turn off. On the bright side, at least I can resume it. And that did not fix the problem. Nigga, what is going on? Cause that, okay, cause it, oh, that it would explain it. It was on smoke. Yeah, that'll do the trick. That'll do the trick, bro. Okay, I guess. Alright. So, let's try it. It's like it was baking that. It's probably some extra settings I didn't turn on. Because I thought it would bake a little bit faster because the resolution's at 32, but probably because there's stuff going on in the scene already and it's trying to process all of that. And some extra settings I have in here, right? So that's probably what's going on, if I'm being so real with you. So yeah. So that's pretty much what is going on. So let's just get it to 160. Let's just make sure this shit works. Let's start there. I had a fluid domain with the smoke flow. That'll cause a lot of issues, wouldn't it? Let's try this again. Now it wants to work. But it's weirdly off. Maybe it's an FPS thing? I don't... Let me just... Use flow. Okay, it's probably the sampling steps that are kind of high. Because I did put it at 10. The flow, cube, domain. Free. So at least we know liquid can flow. Like, that is the first step. We're not even going to do that. Adapt the time. Alright, time scale. I had another setting in here. Oh, it might be the effector. Okay, the sublin. Okay, that'll help. Let's do the sampling substeps. It's supposed to be for a smoother result. Yeah, so that's probably what it is. Surface emissions low. Surface. Use effector is planar. So man, that's off, but like, yeah, I'll turn that off. So then, all right. So now we have this. Now we'll bake it just to see what happens. Yeah, see, that moves a lot quicker. It was because the sub steps. Yeah, that'll. We don't need to worry about how it flows. So we just need to worry about if it actually. Hold on, we didn't need to do this 60F. Hold on. Huh. Give me a second. What the? We just had the shit working, now the shit's not shitting, and the shit be shitting, so I don't know what the shit is. Mesh, use inflow, use flow, inflow, liquid. Yep, no, that's right. Domain 32, liquid flip. Actually, probably. Hold on, let me turn mesh back on. Yeah, the sampling substeps makes this so much easier. So now it'll just get to 180 like that. That was my issue with these bakes. Even with low resolutions, it's the sampling substeps. That show, yeah, I'm only gonna use that for like final bakes, bro. So, you know, you learn. Okay, we're getting something to shake here. Let's resume. I kind of want to see where this goes. I think we have the right idea. Once it gets at 50%, I'm gonna just see how the fluid simulation looks, and then we're just gonna go from there. Escape. Let's just see how it interacts with everything. That's just 226. I might as well just let it finish, because I got it bake into frame 300, so like, and it's some 238, so you might as well just let the bake finish. I got a low substep sampling, so I should be good. Let's give that a second. Cause that's basically what I want to know. All right. We should be done. All right. So right now, it's not interacting with the surface. I like the idea we have, but it's not interacting with the surface. Actually, let's just see what this looks like. Alright, now we have this. Let me switch to actual screen. Hold on, not app, sorry. Window, display. Let me show y'all the render. So this is what we have. I like it for the spaghetti. I like the idea, but like, I feel like we should. Something is missing from it, right? This is gonna look terrible. Let me try this. Hopefully this is a way to hide the flow object. And the render kind of looks bad because the resolution for the sauce is really low. It's at 32. But I don't want it to do it to like 64 right now. But now the next issue is it's not really interacting. Hold on. With that, hold on. I got, looks like a murder scene. It really does. Actually, let me switch the screen back to this. Oh yeah, I probably should have showed y'all, switch that first. So the sauce isn't interacting with this. So I think I just increased the surface thickness. The surface thickness. And then we could just rebake it. If we get the technicalities right. Hold on. So we have the right idea. So we just gotta rebake that bitch. We just gotta rebake it for real. Basically a dark mafia story using pasta meta. Yo, I mean, you not wrong. I ain't think about it like that, but you ain't wrong. A dark mafia story using pasta metaphors. You know? Edios, I love my SpaghettiOs. Shout out to Spaghetti. Shout out to SpaghettiO. Shout out to Super Mario. Shout out to Italy. You know. Shout out to them niggas. Shout out to the mob. Shout out to Tony Montana on phone them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who Foe is, but this Foe them niggas. So you know. But dark mafia story. I was trying to go a happy route, but like, I realized my art hasn't been happy ever since I've been around you, bruh, Issa. You made me realize I can never be a happy person while making art, so I appreciate you for showing me the way. I appreciate you for showing me the way. Do you know the way? Do you know the way? But yes, that's so basically we're just gonna get this baked out. And we're just gonna see what happens. Oh. Hold on. Okay, I was trying to make sure my stream was showing. So just dug it. What the? Okay. Is it any closer? Hold on.
So like, so now if you click on bake, you're gonna notice after it bakes that now it's flowing like a faucet, right? So this is fantastic. This is exactly what we want. Now we have to do two things. One, we're gonna have to convert this to a mesh so we can actually see what this liquid looks like.
Give me a second.
And we're also gonna have to make our cup a fluid object. So, or sorry, a fluid effect. So first we're gonna fire, and then click on begin. Now we're gonna have to mess with the settings to get. As you can see, it is not interacting with our cup. And I believe the reason is the actual surface thickness. So I'm going to set our surface thickness to 0.1, and then we're going to go ahead and rebake it again. Now we are baking at 32 resolution, which is very low. Okay, it is definitely interacting with the cup now. It's just not interacting in the correct way. Make sure you keep X-ray mode turned on when you're doing this as well.
Hold on.
Surface thickness, let's choose 1.
Alright, that guy was thinking. So since it's not interacting with this, we're just gonna make this 1. We're just gonna make the surface thickness 1, and then we're just gonna rebake everything. Keep in mind, still really low resolution, but we're just gonna rebake everything, and the bake should be going through pretty fast. LOL, I'm dead. You know. I'm not getting copyright claimed. Ooh, yeah. Guess what, nigga? I'm not getting a copyright claim. Ooh, yeah. Fuck you too, they lame. Ooh, all of these copyright claims. Ooh, yeah. They should be ashamed. Ooh. I wasn't even doing shit with that. I ain't gonna hold you, but yeah, fucking copyright claims, bro. Them niggas don't play when it comes to copyright claims. But I already said, 12 hours copyright free music. You can't get me. I'm not streaming for 12 hours, so I should be good, in theory, at least. But yeah, so. Hopefully, once we increase the surface thickness, we should be good. Ooh, fuck him up, Kenneth. Fuck him up, Kenneth. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, let me show. All right. So now that we did that, alright, it's interacting a lot more, but I still feel like there's an issue, and I want to lower the amount of liquid too. I don't think it needs to be this much liquid. I just want a little bit to match this. So let me try. Actually, if we do this, hold on, I got y'all. So we're gonna do this. Did we free the bake? We're gonna free the bake. Oh no, the bake's already freed. So we do that. I don't know if this will work, but we'll try. Apply all transforms. Is it? Hold on, yeah. Let me. Sorry. Apply all transforms. Apply all transforms. So then we're gonna just bake. Do ba-doop doop 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 doop. So Yeah, this is probably... Yeah, it's probably not the move. Actually, let me go back. Do that for y'all. So then we're gonna apply all transforms here just in case. Then I'm going to... I'm gonna look this shit up real quick. I got y'all niggas. Oh. Give me a second. Yep. That's cool. I'm trying to look up how to do something to help with this. Excuse me. Hold on, yeah, I was thinking it was like somewhere in viscosity settings. Actually, I think we need to start there, right? So we have this, right? And then... So time scale, time simulation speed. Let's do, hold on, let's go back to 60 FPS. Actually, let's do 24 just for the sake of testing. This. So we have the cube, and then hold on, I think I'm tripping. I probably am just tripping. That might just be the song. Guess I'm hallucinating. Oops, I'm crazy. Whew. I don't even know what that was. But if we go to the liquid simulations, particle radius, increase this value, the leak volume, decrease the volume, set the maximum, flip ratio. So even if we, hold on, high viscosity solver, let's do 0.1 diffusion settings, viscosity surface, particles. We're not worried about particles. Particle mesh radius, particle radius factors. Mesh needs to adjust changing. Use speed vectors. Smoothing positive, negative, concavity bound, high values tend to smoothen and fill out. Lower. Not worried about guides right now. Fluid level set. What the heck is any of this? Visualize vector fields. Grid display. Ah! Nigga, I didn't know you could do this. Huh. I I didn't know this was actually possible to do. I don't know what I would do with it, but like, I didn't even know you could do that. Huh. Well, fluid set level, flags grid of the fluid domain, Z velocity, inflow level set, outflow level set, obstacles set. I don't know what you do with this, so I'm not going to use it right now. I'll probably eventually use it in some lifetime. I don't know which one, but some lifetime. And some video or some stream. Or some visualizer. So slice, perform a single slice of the domain. I guess just I don't know what that really means. Display vectors as needles. Like I said, I don't know what you do with these. I know they're probably important for something. I don't know what you use these for. But they'll probably be very important later. The mesh simulation is scaled by the factor compared to the base resolution. For best meshing, it's recommended to adjust the mesh particle radius alongside this. Use speed vectors. So that's for the particles. Diffusion, base surface tension, particle range, sampling randomness, particle maximum, fractional obstacles, borders, maximum velocity per cell, greatest CFL numbers with minimized number of simulation steps, time number of simulations, minimum. I don't know what the. Okay, I don't know. Time scale adjustment. Okay, we already saw that. So I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if the effector would do anything. Surface thickness. That's to affect this. And then for the flow. Inflow. Maybe initial velocity will do something. I don't know. Increasing the surface emission here, the one will do something. This is what we're gonna do. So what we have here, we're just gonna bake and just kind of see what happens. I know there's a certain viscosity setting somewhere, but fuck it. We're just gonna thug it. We're just gonna thug it. We are just gonna thug it. Why? Because I said we're gonna thug it. Ain't no stopping this grind. Alright. And while I do that, while we wait for the bake, I'm gonna look up something. Boop 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 badoop. Boop 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 badoop. This shit is not shitting right now. What in the actual? Oh wait, why is the back and? Why did they move it to the right instead of the? I don't know. Actually, afterwards, I'm gonna try something. So, alright. Damn. Okay. This just did not interact with this at all. Hold on, I'm sorry. This is... Hold on. I just thought about something. It looks like a ring pop. Right here. But it also looks something like something else. Hold on, I got you. Hold on, I got you. Damn, I'm sure. Hold on. Rotate the camera. Yeah, that's half. Hold on, what the heck? Oh shoot. Let's just say something pops out, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, okay. I'm not mature enough for this. But, high viscosity solver. Probably, since it's not going to have a high viscosity, let's turn that off. And then for surface emission, higher value results emission further away from the mesh. Wait. Controls fluid emission from the mesh. Higher value results in emission further away from the mesh surface. I'm still just gonna turn that down and just try it again. So bake that, and then we'll just come back. Because I have an idea. Oh my gosh. Cause this is, I'm gonna look at this, how to do this. Liquid collision, domain settings, particles, fixing hardware limitations.
Blender Made Easy made this simulation where smoke acts like fluid by using a fluid simulation as the guide for its smoke. Pretty cool stuff. You can switch between using effectors and using domains with this velocity source option. The weight slider controls the strength of the guide. You can see that in this example the smoke seems to move with more force. This is separate from the velocity factor as it doesn't have a faster base speed. Rather, the guide just has more weight and therefore influence. This size value controls the size of smoke billows resulting from the guiding velocity. And the velocity factor multiplies the velocity from all guides, providing an easy way to increase or decrease the guiding velocity across this whole scene. The guides will have to be baked anytime you change any settings related to them. Anytime you make a change, you'll have to rebake them to have that in the simulation. If your guides are set to domain, then there is one more option where you can select the domain to use for your fluid guiding. Let's hop back over to our effector and take a look at that. The is-planar toggle should be on when using a flat guide, just like with collisions. The surface thickness works exactly like the collision options as well, allowing you to define extra thickness past do 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 do. This setting works. However, I found that when using it on a guide object, it will cause the guide to be deactivated. I haven't found a fixed individual control over the velocity of the effector for more or less influence, and the good effect if it is greater than the pre-existing fluid guide velocity.
Yeah, I guess we're not gonna use that today. That'll take. Nah. All right. So let me also do this. Surface thickness, additional distance around mesh surface. Additional distance around mesh. Let's just do 0.5. I want to do 0.5, and then I want to free all, and then what I want to do is make the resolution division 16. I just want to see what happens. I'm curious. I just... Boom, boom, boom. I'm impatient, so I'm back out the bake. Back out the bake. Back out the bake. Viscosity. Let me see this. Use a fluid domain for guiding. Use a fluid domain for guiding. Domain needs to be baked already, so the set velocity's guiding domain can be any type. Velocity source effector. Domain, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Viscosity settings value, but hydrophobic. Negative one for the viscosity number. For the right to simplify. Don't know what any of that means. I don't know if that's gonna do anything. I'm gonna stick it to 32. And then we're just gonna kind of bake it right. We're just gonna bake it right there. No copyright. Alright, music there. Nope. switch between that. Flow 0.6. Okay. Let me just escape this because I'm totally just... Okay. So what's so weird about this is what happens. Treat this object as planar on closed mesh. Use effector. Control when applied to the effector. This distance around the mesh. So if I... Let me take this down. Right. See, y'all see the vision here. You free it. And then with the flow object, you increase... Let's increase this to 1. Alright, so we increase this to 1. And then... We gonna get this sauce right, y'all. It's gonna take a minute, but we gonna get this. We're gonna get this sauce right. Cause you know what? I have the sauce. We have the sauce. We are sauce itself. But so we're just gonna get the bacon. I probably won't let it render bake up to 350 because I am too impatient. So yeah. Alright, so we're just gonna do that. Resume. This sauce thick. Alright, y'all. Actually, you know what'll help? I thought about something. So let's use a reference, right? So let's switch to like a reference of spaghetti sauce, right? So pretty much what we're gonna do is, since the sauce is really thick, or we're just looking to look up spaghetti pictures. Spaghetti, cause we big back in this motherfucker. usually when they have the spaghetti sauce, right? So it's kind of usually on top. And it's kind of thick and it's a little chunky, so we got the idea. So what I want to do is I'm gonna shake that smooth, right? So come on, I got y'all. Oh wait, let me switch the monitor. That's monitor screen. So what I'm doing, or actually, when it comes in, what if it stops flowing then, right? Or like at a certain, like 196, right? Let's say it stops flowing then. So let's just render it here. I know it's weird. Okay, not bad actually. So this is what we would do though. We would have to have a really big dome for the shot to work. We would have this. We would need to have a really big domain. Have the camera in front of the flow object, and then let it flow like that when it's supposed to, and then we just kind of time it. So we don't need the whole thing the whole time. The only issue we have to worry about is the actual interaction between the fluid and the actual noodles. So this is what we're gonna do, right? The way it's chunked and try metal balls. That way it's chunked and it can diffuse. You know what? Let me try that. That might honestly be a faster option, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's make it emit particles. So wait. Did I, on the geometry notes, did I have it realize the instances realize, or hold on. Modifiers, geometry nodes. Did I ever realize any instances? I think I did at one point. Realize instances here, so with that, maybe I could try metal balls as an emitter, or actually this is what we should do. Plane object, right? We could have used another plane we had from before, but who cares, right? So we scale it. Actually, let me make sure I'm showing my thing. Alright, cool. Alright. So, right. So we do this. We get a meta ball object. We'll do it like that. And then we're gonna give the meta ball. Yeah, give the meta its balls. Give it the sauce texture, right? So then we're gonna have the plane emit the part of. Hot damn it! Come on, bro. Don't do this to me. Come on, man. The hoes are watching. So then we go to object. We're gonna do the meta ball. And then hold up. Force field settings. Hold on. Field weights. I'm gonna turn the gravity down. We're not gonna show the emitter in the render. And we're not going to show it in the, where's the thing for the viewport? Hold on. The function render viewport display, sorry. So we're not gonna have it do that. So right now we are just going to bake it to 200 frames or 250, and then we're just gonna try that and just see what we can do. Or is it gonna, oh damn, it's gonna actually bake the home. So hold on, actually, is the actual, hold up, that might be a yeah, actually, no, we need to use children. Randomize the scale, and then instead of Newton, we move it as a fluid. I don't know if that works. Unless we make it hair particles, we could do, actually, hold on, we could low-key just make this hair particles. Yo, we could just make this hair particles. Hold on. Yo! We could just make this hair particles. And then, like, with the plane here, right? We're going to, since it's kind of in a circular motion, we're gonna do a subdivision surface modifier, right? And then we're gonna do this, turn it back on, but it's not gonna look the same, so we're gonna bake it. See, now we got a better idea. Hey, shout out to Issa. Thank you for having me think of a better idea than trying to be a look, man, I always just want to be advanced. I always just want to be advanced. I just like to be, I'm an advanced Negro, so I just like to do stuff fancy for the sake of just doing shit fancy, because why not? So let's see what this looks like now. What the? Wait, hold on. What in the? Let me turn off this. I'm trying to get the plane on the bottom with the particles. I think I made it worse. Hold on. Maybe if I, hold up. Maybe if I don't have hair dynamics. If I don't have hair dynamics, and then I rebake it, it should maybe work. Maybe. Clumping. Hair shape kink effector. Instance render. Hair dynamics. But where's the bake option? There was a bake option in here. I am tweaking. I'm gonna probably find it. Oh, cause actually, let me try this. So if I do it like a scale, please. This is the part where I pray and hope that Blender doesn't crash on me. Now, over under. What are the chances of it crashing? Over under. You think it's gonna crash or no? Okay, I guess under it is. So this is what we're gonna do. Is the bake? No, there was no bake to begin with. Let's. Shut up. This is gonna. It's gonna take me a minute. Hold up. Is it still? Yeah, it's still stripping. I'm glad today was just trial and error. I'm really glad today it was just trial and error. I'm really just glad today was trial and error. Excuse me. Alright. I am just going to X out Blender because Blender is tweaking right now. So, give me a second. I'll reopen it. I promise. We'll be back. Come on. Okay, we're back. We're back in action. Alright, so luckily we didn't make that much progress today. It was a lot in the past hour, so we just did a lot of trial and error. So we know what works and what doesn't work. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a plane, right? And then we're gonna subdivide it. Subdivision surface. We do it up to 3. Then we apply. Then that. I feel like this would intersect with this a lot better. I felt that. Regarding to which comment? When you say I felt that. So we're gonna just go back so we know it works. So we're gonna add the meta ball. Meta balls. Balls. Alright, so we add the meta balls. We add the meta ball. We put the texture on it. We make the particle system. We're gonna make it hair. We're gonna make it as an object instead of a path, and then we're gonna make the meta ball the object. Hair length. We could do that. Randomness. And then we have to do, hold on. Display amount and render amount's gotta be 10. Size. Randomness. Hold on, clumping. We can shape. Clump noise. Roughness. Kink, we can do a curl, we can do radial, wave, and you don't see any big differences in that. So let's try just looking at that. Look at the plane. Show emitter. And you know what's so crazy with all of that? After all that, let me show you this. Excuse me. Blender render. This is what we get. The same result that I did all that fluid baking for fucking nothing. Okay. Alright. So, we're just going to switch back to the Blender 3D file. It feels sucks to feel disappointed, but you know, that's just kind of what life is. Just being a disappointment sometimes. But yeah. Object, do not show emitter. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, fluid interaction. That's something to play with later. I'm just gonna bake this for now. Today is a hold on. Today's a trial and error day. Yeah. Today really is a trial and error day. It just be one of them days, man. But sometimes you feel like it's one day, then it becomes every day, and I'm just like, man, forget the trial and the error. Where's the success at? Like, just come to me already, bro. Like, what did I do to deserve this, other than existing? But let's just. Oh, yeah. Let's try taking the gravity down. And then increasing the scale. And then bake that. But like, nah, at a certain point that trial and error shit gets old. So alright. That's not a terrible idea. But like I feel I have an idea actually. No. We're not even gonna finish the render. I have an idea. Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. Hold on, we're gonna put a force fill on it. And we are going to put a drag. And we're gonna put the drag to 10. And if we put the force on, it'll stay on. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. And then we're gonna go from 1,000 particles to 5,000 particles, and then we bake it and just see what happens. Alright, let's see what that looks like in the solid view mode. My nigga, what part of a drag did you... Oh, I just thought about something. I did children. I probably didn't need to increase the particle amount. My bad. I'll keep it at 1,000. For the little sake of... Yeah. So... Threshold, radius... I could do it like that. Around this, I can make it a little round. Seed, threshold, length, clumping, roughness, clump noise, king type. And then add another force field fluid. Actually, we're gonna put the strength to 10. We're just gonna put it here. And then we're gonna get rid of that. Okay, actually, in terms of gravity, it's having no gravity. Let's do 0.5. You have fluid flow of 5 here, and then we are going to rebake this. So yeah, it's baked, but particle bakes aren't as bad as like Manta Flow bakes. Manta Flow bakes suck ass, bro. Like in the metaphoric and the literal sense. So it goes down. We want to stay stagnant. So let's do 0.2. And then fluid flow. We could add a drag of 5. And then we could just delete the bake and keep the bake. Let me see what this render looks like for real. As much as I find, as cool as this is, like, I'm gonna be so real with you. I think as a hair simulation, this might be better. Give it a second. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. I promise. Please don't crash. So I won't crash. This shit is trash. Yeah. Okay. We're done with that. Alright, so let me save this before you lose anything. Because, you know, that's totally not a tragedy or anything. Totally not a tragedy. Amongst all. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to back out. And then I'm going to change the hair length a bit. Alright. Can I move in the space? No? Okay, I tried. At least I saved the file, but like, you could always just not do this. Like, you could do this, but you could also like not do it at the same time. That's always a plausible option. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the hair length. That's probably gonna take forever for some fucking reason. And then I'm just gonna have another idea. Oh, nigga. This is what I'm gonna do. I am going to delete this plane. I'm gonna make another one. Right. One, I'm going to move this to the first collection so it's not admitting that. So we fixed that problem. So we scale. One more time. Okay, so we scale in this. Right. We're gonna do the subdivision stuff again. Subdivision surface 1, 2, 3, or yeah, you know what I'm trying to do. So then we're gonna do it under. And then we gotta do a particle system. We're gonna do, let me save that, hair. Okay, so instead of hair, instead of rendering as an object, we have the meta ball right here. Then we're gonna increase the scale a bit, randomness. Hold on, wait, where's the? Hold on, I got you. Oh, hold up, we gotta go simple, and then threshold. So excuse me. Hold on, sorry. Control A, apply all transforms. Alright, so now with that being said, we do that. Sorry, plane, particle system. We're gonna decrease the length a bit. Show emitter. And then we're gonna save that. And then we're gonna check and see how does it look in the render. Alright, so let's try. Actually, hold on. Let's bake this. I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like. Yeah, the meta balls do not move with the... Yeah, that does not look right. Quality steps, collisions, structures, king time. That should not stop anything. Oh, the force fields that are on there. Yeah, force. And then is there a force there? No, but there's this force field here. Let's move that. And then we're going to bake this just to see what happens. Okay, I don't know if that moves the way it's supposed to. Alright. Yeah. Interesting stop. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna stop here. I think we did a lot today. It was a trial and error day. It's not where I wanted to be, but it's probably where we need to be to get this right. But we gonna get it right. Hopefully next stream will be the last stream. We'll work on this, and then we'll get to another project. But thank you for everybody who popped in, popped out. You know, I appreciate everybody who showed their support. More art coming soon. More in store to come. So stay tuned and look out for the next Friday stream. But I appreciate everybody. I'll catch you on the next one. And YouTube.